Spartans! What is your profession?
I'm not that far removed from the storm. The heat still lingers, my heart's still warm. I try to change, but the core remains. I'm not that far removed from the flame.
I'm not that far removed from the storm. The heat still lingers, my heart's still warm. I try to change, but the core remains. I'm not that far removed from the flame.
They pushed and pulled like I'm a game to play. Thought I'd crumble, thought I'd stray. I walked away from shadows I knew, but I'm not that far removed from the view.
They threw their stones, I caught them all. Built a wall so I wouldn't fall. Changed my name, changed my tune, but I'm not that far removed from the moon.
I'm not that far removed from the fire that burns, the soul I prove. You can test me, you can try, but I'm still the storm, the unbroken sky. I bury my past, but it won't stay gone. A ghost in the mirror, it lingers on. Try to rewrite, try to improve, but I'm not that far removed from the groove.
I buried the fire, but it still flickers low. They thought I'd crumble, but they don't even know. The echoes of me that I left in the past still rise like a shadow I can't outlast.
They see my face, but they don't see the scars. Every line's a map, a story that's ours. I wear my armor, my heart's subdued, but I'm not that far removed from the crude.
They built their walls, but I've got my tools. Try to make me dance to their shallow rules. I walked away, but the fight's in my veins. Not that far gone from my old hurricane.
They wanted a puppet, but I cut the strings. Tried to clip my wings, but I still sing. I shed my skin, but the scars still show. Not that far gone from the me they used to know. I'm not that far removed from the fire that burns, the soul I prove. You can test me, you can try, but I'm still the storm, the unbroken sky.
Oh, they act like I've forgotten the fight, but I'm a phoenix not lost in the night. I've grown taller, but the roots run deep. I'll wake the thunder if they wake the beast.
Oh, they act like I've forgotten the fight, but I'm a phoenix not lost in the night. I've grown taller, but the roots run deep. I'll wake the thunder if they wake the beast.
Oh, they act like I've forgotten the fight, but I'm a phoenix not lost in the night. I've grown taller, but the roots run deep. I'll wake the thunder if they wake the beast.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. How is everyone doing today? What a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday it is today. How is everyone? Hopefully that you are doing well. I am Techotrov. We are engineered to win. Yes, we are. Tonight is Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday, September 9th. September 9th, 2025. I told you guys this already. We are already the last quarter of the year. We're in the last quarter of the year. For me, that is very, very exciting as I look back in all the work that we've done. For some people who haven't done much, they cannot share that sentiment. Before we actually jump into the show, it is already like 7:40. I have these two tokens that I have left, two credits I have left on Lovable. The way that Lovable works now, it goes a lot faster than it was before. So we're not going to take that much time. What I'm going to do before we even end up getting into any piece of announcements or anything, I'm just going to go blow those two credits, blow those two tokens, and then we're going to get into the show. We have so much things to talk about: tech news, tech. We have some tech news. Apple had some releases today. Definitely want to check those out. Then we're going to be working on our Apple app deployment. So many good things. But before we even end up in any of that, what I want to do, because as I told you on Sunday, I've been building out my Tech Barbarian coaching application, my coaching portal, and you guys can see it. You guys can see it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go as we get started in the show, I'm just going to go and switch over to that really quick. And we are going to, let me go here. We're going to actually do quick work on the platform. Like I said, it's going to take me some while to build it out. I'm already having my members start to use it, but let's go ahead and do this. Oh my goodness, what is this? Hold on. Let's do that. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go. So this is the platform. I'm inside of Lovable. I'm just gonna go and I have like 2 credits left. So before we do anything, I'm gonna use those 2 credits with. I'll tell you this. I will tell you this. With the new Lovable agent mode, I was at 130 something credits on Saturday, and now I am at 61. So I'm gonna have to go and reimagine a whole token management system with this new setup. You cannot do as much. Like I used to be able to get in at least 5 good prompts a day. That is not gonna happen anymore. It's probably like 2, 3 if you're lucky on with the 5 free credits. So I'm gonna have to revisit my whole token management skills. But what I want to do here, right? So this is the portal right here where I have where the user has their profile. They also have they have like where they can schedule a coaching call. This I still need some work on it, but I'm not going to harp on that right now. They can add goals where they can have I added this get AI help creating a smart goal. So for anyone that I'm coaching, they're going to get access to this platform. That's how I'm going to be managing everything. And I'm working on the part to schedule the coaching calls. Eventually everything's going to be moved over to here, but for now, as we build it out, we will build it out together. And then let me see. But what I want to do right now, I want to do a couple of things that are not working correctly. So here's what I do. I'm going to try this interesting feature here. When I am in the dashboard and I click on the coaching tab, I want to by default hide or obfuscate the name of the coaching member. So if I am demoing the application, I am not sharing my coaching members information. It can show the first letter and X out the rest of the name. I want a toggle that I can say show members information, and that will then reveal all of the information. All right, so that's gonna be my one prompt with like 2 tokens left. That's all I should have. Gonna send that off. While that's doing its thing, my wife was using the homeschool app. Shout out to her. And she told me that when she created a lesson plan, it put it for the next week, and she wanted it for this week. So I said, okay, cool. And this is the beauty about it, having users of your application. So I went in and I prompted, said, hey, I want to be able to edit the week that this is applied to. So what I ended up doing was I went and so it added this edit week button. So now when I go to update lesson plan week, if I choose like the 24th and I do up, it's gonna I can put it for the 22nd to the 28th, right? If I put it to like if I say the 3rd, it's gonna put the 1st to the 7th, right? So it was originally saying the 14th to the 20th, but now if I go and choose the 9th, it will put in the correct week here. The 7th through the 13th is the whole entire week. So that's the beauty of actually having users and getting feedback and iterating upon that actual feedback. So as she continues to use it, as her and her team, her group continues to use it, I'll get more feedback and we'll be able to do some more work on developing this application now. So that's very, very exciting news. All right. Let's go back and check to see if this thing was done. It says I'll add privacy protection for member names in the coaching tab with a toggle to show hide member information. It's still working. All right. So once that's done, we're gonna get into our actual show. This is just like a pre-show because it's almost 8. The re-up man is gonna come, but now more than ever, you will not believe how important now it is that you make the most out of every single token you get, because the price of the brick of these tokens has just gone up. You have no idea how much more expensive these credits are with Lovable, but with their new forcing the no more legacy mode. There is no more legacy mode, so everything is like on agentic mode, and it just eats at your tokens. All right, so that's why like, you know what, before I do anything, we're going to take care of this, and then we are going to jump into the show. So this is the prequel. This is the prequel. All right, taking its sweet time. Let's see everything that it's doing. So it's basically going through all these pages through the dashboard. And it's making edits to all this information. So what I'm hoping happens is when we get here, let's see, added privacy protection for member information in the coaching tab with a toggle to show hide member details. For demos, member names are now obfuscated by default first letter with the X's, and emails are hidden until toggle is enabled. Let's see if that is the case. Let me see. Let's see. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So, and those are, oh, sweet. All right, cool. Let's go to here, and I'm going to refresh the page. And if I go to my coaching tab over here, and my members' names are obfuscated, so you can't see who is signed up. You can't see their email addresses, but I have the option to show member info, and I can see it from there. So that's that. That's really cool. I'm happy about that. I am migrating all of my people over to this platform, and then that way it'll be a better way to manage everything, where I can add action items for people. I can say this, I need you to get this done. I need to get this done by our next coaching call. Documenting our coaching sessions, what we worked on, a summary of our calls, being able to book a call from right in there, trying to streamline the process so that we can have a much better user experience, making sure that we're keeping ourselves accountable, using that accountability mirror, using the cookie jar, all those things that I've been learning throughout the past years, especially from like people like David Goggins with the accountability mirror, with the cookie jar, implementing all those things so that we can be so much more better, so much more efficient to knock things out of the park. And as you can see here, no more credits, which means we can actually start the show. All right. But I did want to show you the platform. I'll probably go that's basically it, right? That's the platform. That's what I am working on. A side project to my side project, because it is very, very important that we get this out of the way and I have a better way to add more value and to add more value into every single person that I work with personally and one on one. All right. So that is what I wanted to get to knock out the way before we actually get started with the show. All right. But with that being said, once again, welcome to the show. We're gonna be getting into some news tonight. Before we go any further, let's do this. Let's take care of a little bit of housekeeping, why don't we? So first and foremost, I want to give a big thank you to every subscriber to the channel, those who are brand new to the channel, and those who have been with me for a very long time. Regardless what it is, whether you watch for the whole entire, whether you watch every single video, you're on every single live stream, or whether you just jump in for a minute or two and then you're out, whatever the case may be, if you allow me to add just 1 second of value into your life, I just want to say thank you so much. I truly appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Shout out to my tech barbarians who I'm migrating over to this new coaching platform that I'm building. Shout out to you guys for working so hard day in and day out. Shout out to my tech project members. Shout out for all the hard work that you do, because you are going out there to get it. Like I had some coaching calls over the weekend, and I am so proud seeing the leveling up. And it's like I'll have my people, they're leveling up, but they're like, "Ugh, I didn't like this one little thing, so I'm gonna make these little adjustments here." Now we're tinkering, right? So I'm so proud of every last one of you. We are the best.
We the best.
Shout out to all the Patreon members, my tech explorers who joined me for our vibe code and chill sessions. We get so much work done. We had such a great vibe code and chill session. I think I have to upload it tomorrow. A great vibe code and chill session. This past Saturday, we were looking at some old cards. We were looking at Math GPT, thanks to my guy Magnetar. My guy Junior was with us, and we're just talking about outcomes and outputs and practice, and we're talking about the shooting range and like all. It was a great time. We were just hanging out, talking, figuring things out. I built the Scrum Master AI prototype. I'm still not too crazy about it, but it is what it is. Great stuff, great time. Love it. All right. And then last but not least, certainly not least, shout out to my tech mercenaries. Those are the YouTube channel members who keep the channel going, who allow me to reach the entire world, adding a little bit of tech value, helping people level up, get a right mindset, get into tech, all of that good stuff. Let's get it. All right. Shout out to our sponsors of the show, Resume Flow. Go and upload your resume, get some feedback on it, see how you match up to that job, get some interview questions, all of that good stuff. Go there today. Sign up for free. We're actually working on a better sign up flow, like that's going to be adding even more value, better user experience, all that good stuff. So shout out to the people over at Resume Flow for working so hard day in, day out, for pushing out all of this stuff. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. TechCoach.dev, like I mentioned, we had a vibe code and chill session over the weekend. We have a Scrum night coming up this weekend. I'm actually going to be clipping the vibe code and chill videos into different segments, so that because there's different parts of it, add more value. Sometimes you can't sit and watch a whole 2.5 hour vibe code and chill, but you can watch it in pieces. So I'm going to be cutting those up, putting those different segments up there inside of the Tech Coach Off Patreon, just so I can add more and more value to every little last thing that we do. All right. So just wanted to mention that as well. But, one more thing. Tomorrow, I almost forgot this. Tomorrow, we are going to be premiering the reason that I switched over from Midjourney. Yes, I walked away from Midjourney. These tech coaches ain't loyal. Nope, we not. Those tech, I do not believe in loyalty to a software, to a platform. Give me the best deal and then I'll be there, right? Give me the best deal and I'll be there. But I walked away from Midjourney and I started using another software. And I've spoken about it before. You've seen me use it before, but I'm going to go into a great detail about how that software works and why, and the story about how I ended up leaving Midjourney. So you definitely want to check that out. And tune in tomorrow, noon Eastern time. premiering runware.ai is what I use now for my image and video generation, and it's added so much value. I'm going to be sharing that with you tomorrow, so tune in tomorrow, premiering at noon Eastern time. All right, alrighty then. Okay, so we're going to be jumping into now. We are going to be talking about Apple. Apple had some releases today. Yes, they did. Let me see. Is this working? Let me see. Yes. Apple had some. Actually, I want this one. This is not the one I want. I want this one. Yes. Oh, come on. Give me it. Let me fix this. This is annoying. All right, I'm gonna fix this the right way. Let's go here, and I'm gonna make it right. I am going to make it right. So let's go to, and then we will build it as we fly it. Why don't we? So let's go do that. And I'm gonna say, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Let's delete these 3. And we're gonna go here. Sweet. Perfect. All right, cool. So Apple event, new releases recap. So I wanted to go into, Apple had their event today. They always have it in September. They were sharing all of the things that they're releasing. So what I want to do is I want to watch this first video from Apple about a quick recap of all the new releases, and then we're going to jump into each one of them one by one. I have an old iPad. I have an old iPhone. I don't use iPhone day to day. These are just like devices that I've acquired over the years. But my primary phone is an Android. But I do have one, two. I have a Mac Mini. I have two personal MacBook Pros, and I have my work MacBook Pro. Right. So I am mostly in the Apple ecosystem. I do have to get me a new iPhone, although it's not gonna be my primary phone, because I need to be able to test on iPhones as well. So I am in the Apple ecosystem, but I just don't use it as my day-to-day phone or my phone line. But that's me, right? So I'm still somewhat interested in the new whole Apple release type stuff. So we're gonna jump in and watch a video first about the whole new release to see what is going on to keep up with all of this new releases, tech news. All right, so let's get to it. And this first video is from Apple at the well, not at it, but it's their YouTube video of the Apple event. So let's jump into this one. See what do you got going on with iPhone Pro prior, or is this the first iPhone Pro? Let me see. iPhone Pro. Let me see. So there were iPhone Pros before. Because they have, so I'm looking at over here. So there's iPhone Pros for iPhone Pro 16 or iPhone 16 Pro, iPhone 15 Pro. So it looks like they go back to iPhone 15 Pro. Now they have the iPhones. Okay, so now they have the iPhone 17 Pro. How am I gonna lose this? I think I lost it. Hold on.
What? No, you didn't miss it. I've got it. Jim, are we team landscape or portrait selfies? Doesn't matter, because the front camera.
So now they have the iPhone Air. So now they have iPhone Air. All right, let's see.
Automatically fit. Are we team with titanium and
give it up for that. That is really cool. The camera is running simultaneously, where you can be recording the front and your reaction at the same time. Imagine live streaming that. Now that is cool. So like let's say you're at some type of, like he's at a sporting event or wherever you're at, right? And you are actually recording your expression of, like, in real time what's happening in a game or something. Let's say you're at like a NFL game and some crazy catch happens, and like now your expression and you're live streaming that. That is cool. I have to say that is cool. As someone who is not an iPhone user, I got to give credit where credit is due on that one. That is Apple's new releases coming up. They have the Apple 17 Pro. They have the iPhone Air, thinnest phone ever, allegedly, right? And they have the AirPods AirPods Pro 3, which have they're adding to it the heart rate detection from your ears, I guess. They're adding live translation. That is pretty cool. We're gonna look into that a little bit deeper. And they have the iWatch that has blood pressure monitoring or something like that. Pretty cool stuff all around. Pretty cool stuff all around. I am pretty impressed. Pretty impressed by the new releases. Does that mean I'm going to get Apple as my primary phone? Probably not. Probably not. Right. But what I want to do, I want to dig deeper into some of these things. Right. Um, and let me see. What do we have? What do we have? We're gonna get to. So let's watch a video specifically about the. Let's move over into looking at the iPhone and the iPhone Air. But before we do that, we got my guy Magnetar in the building. What's good? What's happening? My guy Magnetar. Magnetar hits us with the Sith. Coach Ralph.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
What's up, Magnetar? How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having an amazing, phenomenal day out there. All right, let's see. So I want to jump into this. The videos for specifically for the iPhone Air and the iPhone. Let's see, let's get to these. The iPhone and the iPhone Air, right? Because those are the phones that are coming out. So I wanted to do a little deep dive in there, and then I have a TechCrunch article that I wanted to look at. I haven't watched if this is the same video as the one that we just watched, but this one should be focused more on the iPhone Pro to see what that's from. Using different Apple products, their battery life is pretty good. Like if I compare a MacBook's battery life towards a Windows battery life, it is like night and day. I The iPad battery life that I've used before are pretty good. I'm not accustomed with iPhone enough to know how well their battery life is, but I know like my MacBook battery life, great. I know the iPad battery life, great. So you guys let me know. If you've used both, let me know. So I know they're like it's helpful to give all the details and stuff like that of what's in the like all the specs and stuff. But I guess my question is how many people, or maybe they're advertising it to like certain people, like different parts of it. But like when you start getting into, let's say the majority of people, right? When you start getting into like these level of granular details of like the hertz and stuff like that, how many people actually understand what is that? Like, what is it that they're getting out of it? Do you think getting into all these little details is going to sway people whether they're gonna buy the phone or not? I think the quality of the camera, it's huge, right? And the cinematic look and all that, that as we saw earlier, the front and back camera working simultaneously, that is awesome. But I'm just wondering, like all those little granular details that they're giving, like if it really means that. Yeah, I gotta get like that. That is a pretty high powered phone, I must say. That is a pretty high powered phone. All right, let's watch the. Let me switch this banner actually. Let's watch the. Put that one up. Let's watch the. I want to watch the one for the iPhone Air as well because that one is that is a new phone. They used to there was all. I mean, they're they've had like the smaller versions of the iPhones and stuff like that, but iPhone Air, that's pretty interesting. Let's watch that. So within this, or like what's the word I'm looking for? With like simplicity, less features. Like so, I noticed it only has one camera compared to a lot of other modern day phones nowadays. They have like at least three cameras, so that's a trade off that you're getting. I guess was there a need for such a thin phone? I don't know. Was there an actual need? I mean, I know my mom likes really light stuff. She won't like an iPhone, but she would like the weight of that phone, though. I must say. I don't know, but I don't know about that one. I wonder how people feel about that one. I wonder how people feel about that one. All right, so we're gonna go and check out this article real quick about Apple debuting the thinnest iPhone ever. So this is brought to us by TechCrunch. It says Apple debuted the $999. Yes, $999 ultra thin iPhone Air. Now, from what you've seen already, right? From what you've seen already, is the iPhone Air worth $1,000? Is the iPhone Air worth $1,000? That's a question right there. So if the iPhone Air is 1,000, how much is the iPhone 17 Pro? Let's see. iPhone 17 Pro cost. How much does the iPhone 17 cost from $799? How does the wait, what? That's not in US dollars. I don't see it. Get 40 to 70. Let me see. Let's go to pre-order. So iPhone 17 Pro is from 1,100. iPhone 17 Pro Max is from 1,200. Let me see, what are the options? I'm just so 256. All right, if this is 1,000, right? If this is 1,100, how is the iPhone how is the iPhone Air so much? Am I missing something? From 999? What are the specs? Okay, all right, hold on. For 256, one camera? I don't maybe it's just me. Maybe it's anyways, all right, let's get back to this. Maybe it's just me. All right. I'm not seeing it. It says move over iPhone Plus. Here comes your super slim replacement, the iPhone Air. During Apple's hardware event on Tuesday, the company unveiled the iPhone Air, its thinnest and lightest model to date. This replaces the Plus model in the company's 2025 lineup, following the underperformance of the iPhone 16 Plus last year. Goodbye, iPhone Plus. It says the star of today's event draws inspiration from Apple's MacBook Air strategy, which I was never really a fan of the MacBook Air, to be honest, which debuted in 2008. I remember that as the thinnest laptop available, positioned between the more affordable MacBook and the higher quality MacBook Pro. I don't think there's MacBook anymore, though. I think it's just MacBook Air and MacBook Pro. Now, Apple is applying the Air concept to the iPhone, emphasizing the thinnest and lightest as the main selling points. I don't know if I want my phone to be that thin or that light. The airness feels like the airness feel is thanks to the I'm too confused. I am too confused over all of this. All right. It says another interesting detail is that it's in eSIM only. Interesting. This helps keep the phone looking sleek since there's no need for a physical SIM card slot. It also offers more security than regular SIM cards as they can't be easily removed from a lost or stolen phone. That's a good point. Let me see. When rumors began circulating about the iPhone, despite being thinner, the iPhone Air offers all-day battery life. Additionally, with the iOS 26 update, users will gain the adaptive power mode feature, which utilizes Apple Intelligence to make intelligent adjustments throughout the day, thereby helping to extend battery life. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I'm still, for me, $1,000 for that thin of a phone. I feel like I'm losing a lot of real estate. Still, Apple appeared to acknowledge the battery concern by unveiling a new line of accessories exclusive to the Air, including a slim MagSafe battery that is compact enough to fit in your pocket. So now you have your ultra slim phone, but you can also slap the Mag. Okay, how thick is the MagSafe battery, right? Because now you have to slap that to it, and now you got this fat phone in your pocket. So kind of, it is what it is. When using this additional battery, users can enjoy up to 40 hours of video playback. Gotta get that Amazon Prime and that Apple TV and that Netflix all at the same time. Additionally, 2 custom cases are available for the iPhone Air. One is a translucent case that is just 1 millimeter thick, and comes in frost and shadow colors, while the other is a lightweight bumper available in 4 matching colors. Notably, the iPhone Air can also be paired with a new cross-body strap. What? All right, hold on. Let's see what this is. iPhone Air cross-body strap. Let's see how that looks. Let's see how that looks. What is the cross-body strap? No. No. That does not look cool whatsoever. No, thank you. That looks ridiculous. That looks ridiculous. I'm sorry, Apple people. That looks absolutely ridiculous. All right. Says, as for the color options, the iPhone Air is available in space black, cloud white, light gold, and sky blue. Apple joins the thinnest words, but will it appeal to the general? That's my question. That is my question. Will it appeal to the general public? I personally am not impressed by the iPhone Air. I like the Pro Max. That one looks pretty cool. Not enough for me to switch to it, but I like that one, right? Rumors of the new ultra thin iPhone, potentially named Air, first surfaced in 2024 from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, who recently argued that the thinner design will set the standard for all future iPhone models, similar to how the MacBook Air influenced Apple. I was never a fan of the iPhone Air because it was not powerful enough for the work that I do. All right. When the and for it to be more expensive than a regular, I don't know. When the MacBook Air first came out, it was praised for being ultra portable at a time when most laptops were heavy and bulky. That is true. I have to agree on that, right? However, it also received a lot of criticism for being too expensive and having some shortcomings such as poor connectivity and a slow, small hard drive. That's a fact. So the original model set the stage for a 2010 version, which was revamped with improved processors and a more affordable starting price of $999. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Since then, the MacBook Air has been Apple's top seller for more than a decade. That makes sense. I mean, because some people they want the name recognition of Apple, but they don't want to pay the price tag to get a real app. All right. Okay. Hold on.
How dare you?
I'm not saying that the MacBook Air is not a real Apple device, but it is a lower quality of Apple device. I'm just saying.
I'm just being honest.
All right. But it's been its top seller for more than a decade. With that being said, anyone thinking about buying the iPhone Air should consider whether holding off for a later version with upgrades and better features is a smarter move. That is true. Never buy the first one. Or for those diehard Apple fans, maybe it's worth owning the original model for bragging rights. I do not believe in bragging rights. Additionally, the slimmer phone could pave the way for future iPhones that folds, a concept that has been rumored and is predicted to launch around the same time next year. A foldable device would help Apple compete with Samsung and Google while also helping it regain market share in China. I don't know how I feel about the iPhone folding, right? I'm not sure about phones about the whole, because I've on my Android Studio, I've seen the concept of a folding Pixel. I have a friends who have the folding Android phones. I'm not crazy, but I don't know why. I'm just not crazy about it. I saw a was it a commercial of a folding phone? It was like this big, which it was cool, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think about the iPhone Air being $999? Because for me, I'm like, if the iPhone Air is $999 for one camera, regardless of the 48 megapixel Pro Fusion, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max is $1,100, just $1,000 more for the same amount of RAM and stuff like that, give me the iPhone Pro Max all day, any day. All right, anyways, let's get to the chat to see what we got going on over there. Let me get that one off the screen too. And this one off the screen too. All right, cool. So let me see what we got in the chat before we get to our next story of the night. Let's see. Magnetar says, I'm good on the iPhone. Magnetar hit the iPhone up with the
do not come.
I kind of feel the same way. I don't know. Whenever I try to use an iPhone, I'm always fumbling and bumbling. I'm like, when I'm on my Android, I'm like boom, 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 boom. I know where everything is. I can add my own widgets here. I can do all my customizations, and we flow well together. My dad, somebody gifted my dad an iPhone last year, and he's still struggling with it, to be honest with you, right? Let's see. Magnus says, I have an iPad, but all my data got wiped out somehow.
Bruh.
That really sucks. That really, really sucks. It says this is an iPhone Y equals 2x. That's hilarious. Let me see. We got my guy J Ben in the building. They about to get my money. That's all that I know. All right, J Ben, which one are you gonna get? Are you going to get the iPhone Air for $999, or the iPhone 17 Pro, or for 1100, or the iPhone 17 Pro Max for I think 1200? Which one are you going for? Which one are you going for? Let's see. They got your Office 2. Let me see, because I sold it to them. So speaking of Netflix, they're showing The Fight this weekend. That is true. That is true. Somebody mentioned that to me. I'll check it out. If it's on Netflix, I'll check it out. I will check it out. Let's see. Jamin says, as long as she's in there. Says it's a dual operating camera though. I'm going Pro Max 2 terabytes. Oh my goodness, 2 terabytes, Javen. My goodness. Plus Ultra 3 watch. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Did you see the watch? They're gonna have I don't know which watch does which, but they're gonna have like some satellite thing. They're gonna be able to track like blood pressure and stuff like that. That's really cool. That is I see that Apple is moving more and more into the health space, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, 2 terabytes. Let me go. Let's go check out this 2 terabyte phone real quick. Let me see. So we're looking at let's get this real quick, right? Let's see J Ben's taste in phones. So Pro 17, view pricing. And if we go to 17 Max, so that one starts at 1200. And two terabytes, J Ben. Oh my goodness, J Ben. That is 2 terabytes. With the cloud, what are you storing on your phone? What are you storing on the phone like that with the cloud? That is some serious storage, Jabin. It says Pro Max for 2K. Let's go. Jabin said, take my money. Take my money, Apple. Take my money. I hear you. That's how it was last year. Was it last year, guys? Yeah, that's how it was last year when I got this laptop. I was like, all right, I'm gonna need to, because I need to be able to run Docker. I need to be able to like run different applications as I'm building and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, I need a strong computer. So I hear you. If you are using it for all like content and streaming and all that stuff, it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. All right, let's jump into the next one that I want to talk about. Let me see, what is our next topic? Oh, stop the show. Look who we got in the building tonight. We got my guy Rod Brown in the building. What's up? What's happening, Rod Brown? How are you doing on this fine night? Rod Brown, did you put your deposit out on the new, we've been reviewing the new iPhone 17 Pro. We've been reviewing the iPhone Air. So which one are you into, Rod Brown? The iPhone Air or the iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max? J-Ben says that he's getting the Pro Max, the 17 Pro Max, 2 terabytes with the Ultra 3 watch. All right. J-Ben says, I don't like cloud. My current 13 Pro Max is 1 terabyte. Okay. You know what? I agree with you. So the thing is, I like both, right? Because the cloud is good because it's a backup. If if like what happened to Magnetar, where your phone, where your iPad wipes out, then you lose all your data. But if you're backing up to the cloud, you can easily access it from different areas and stuff like that. So I like to have it on my device, but I also like to back up to the cloud, stuff like that. So I makes sense. It makes sense. Rod Brown says I might go pick up the AirPod Pros to test the translation feature when I travel. Interestingly enough that you bring that up, Rod Brown, because we are going to be jumping into the iPhone, to the iPod, to the AirPods Pro 3 now. All right, so let me see, where are we? Let's go over to here. Not that one. Which one is it? I know I have the AirPods somewhere. Let me see. Is it this one? Nope. Let's go to, there we go. AirPod Pro 3, crazy new features. Let's jump into that one. Let's jump in. Let's watch the video first, and then we'll watch the video first, and then we'll take a look at some details of the AirPod Pro 3. If I can find my mouse, there we go. Let's go over here, and we're gonna go to here. All right, so these are the AirPod Pro 3s. They have some crazy new features. I'm gonna say this, right? I have some AirPod 4s, and I've worn them a couple of times on this channel, but my ears, I think that my ears are deformed. Because I could never ever get to have earbuds, whatever, stick in my ear, right? I can, like, the only ones that work for me are the Beats, the Power Beats Pro, the ones that wrap around your ear. Because those are not gonna fall out of my ears, but all those other ones, they always fall. And I would give anything, well, maybe not anything, right? But I would really like to be able to, like, because so many people, right? They can just put some AirPods in their ear, and they'll be playing basketball, they'll be running, they'll be doing all these things, right? And I can't do it, and I get so jealous. I get so jealous because I cannot keep these AirPods in my ears, and I just see people just prancing around with their AirPods, living their best life, and they cannot fit in my ears, and I am so jealous. That's just me, right? But let's watch this video, and then we're gonna get some more details on the AirPods Pro to see if it's gonna make sense for Rod Brown to get them.
We've had some headlines flying on this Apple event that's underway right now with new product launches that have Ed Ludlow's attention, the co-host of Bloomberg Tech, back with us from Cupertino. What are we learning, Ed?
Yeah, it's interesting to see Apple shares move pretty sharply from a modest decline of about 0.8% into positive territory. And the thing that I don't think many had on their bingo card is that it is the latest generation of AirPods Pro that has moved the needle on the stock. Okay, maybe we were treading water to the event, and now that we're underway, that accounts for some of the move. But the AirPods Pro that they've announced has two capabilities that appeared to move the needle for the market. One, simultaneous translation. It was also interesting to see shares of Duolingo pair their gains markedly. That's Apple coming with simultaneous translation for language technology market. They also announced that the AirPods Pro, you're working out, Joe, on the treadmill, you've got your AirPod Pros in, it does heart rate sensing now. Another piece of evidence that Apple, across its full spectrum of hardware, moving into the health market or health tech market, seems to have moved the needle on the stock. And I think my colleagues in the Top Live blog are kind of saying, oh, that's interesting too.
When it comes to comparing different pieces of the Apple offerings, whether it's the AirPods Pro or the latest version versus the Apple Watch, what's the juicier launch at the moment, Ed?
Yeah.
Do you think that headphones are that powerful enough to move the stock? I mean, to be fair, everywhere that I look, like every time I jump on a call, I see people with their AirPods on. They always have trouble connecting to the Bluetooth of their, like, switching between the laptop and the phone. They always have trouble, like, oh, I can't hear you. And even when I use my Power Beats Pro, it'll just like I'll turn it on, it'll just take over like on the phone or something like that. But do you think that the AirPods have the power to move the Apple stock like that? Huh. I could to me, I would think the iPhone, I would think the MacBooks, but the AirPods are that powerful enough to just move the needle that way? I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know.
It's so interesting. You know, one of the features we're waiting for with the watch, let's be honest, the mainstay is still going to be the latest generation of iPhones, but we're minutes and minutes away from that. They're talking in the reporting about the latest generation high-end watch having satellite connectivity. In the market context, that puts Apple in competition with Garmin, which many listeners on this show and viewers of this show, they may use in the extreme sports context, or they might be world explorers in the remotes of the world and they want to be connected through their high-end fitness watch. It's just more evidence that Apple is moving into very specific niches and expanding the capabilities of its hardware to move into those markets that it might not traditionally pay in at a higher price point. A lot of emphasis in the world of technology right now about a phone and a smartwatch's ability to communicate with the satellite outside of the cellular network. It opens up doors for a lot of markets.
That is interesting. That is interesting. Let me see. Let me check the chat real quick. Then we're gonna jump into this article about the AirPods. Robert says, I'm not upgrading. When I do, I always get the Pro version. Shout out to my guy Rod Brown. Jay Ben says, I back up to the SSHD. All right, solid state hard drive. Okay. Says, yeah, it does. The translation plus hearing aid. It's still grandpa marketed tech at day's end. Good point. That is a good point. That is a good point. It's just interesting that something so small can move the needle so big, right? All right, let's jump into this article, right? So this is the AirPods Pro arrive with heart rate sensing and live translation using Apple Intelligence. So that is, I have to say, that is pretty cool that it would be, that it has the heart rate sensing like through your ear, if I'm understanding correctly. That is pretty cool. Live translation using Apple Intelligence, that is really, really cool as well. So Apple debuted the 3rd generation AirPod Pro at the awe-dropping event on Tuesday, featuring heart rate tracking, improved audio, and smaller, better fitting earbuds. I still don't think it's gonna work for my ears. I'll try them out, but I don't think it's gonna work for me. It's been 3 years since Apple refreshed the AirPods Pro line, releasing the Pro 2 model in 2022. The new AirPods Pro are available for pre-order today at a cost of $249. The headphones will arrive in stores on September 19th. Here's a question, though. Here's a question. With the live translation, right? Do you need a particular OS version on your phone? Like, how does it work? I'm curious to know how does the translation work? Because sometimes when these devices are connected to, like, does it have to be connected to the phone and the phone is getting the information and doing the translation? So do you need a particular operating system on your actual phone? And is your phone able to get to that operating system? So you see where I'm getting at? You see where I'm getting at? Let's say, so one of the standout features is the AirPod 3 is the heart rate sensing capability, a first for the AirPods line. This edition will operate similarly to the Powerbeats Pro 2. What? The Powerbeats Pro 2 have wait a second here. Do the Powerbeats Pro, do I need to get some Powerbeats Pro 2? Using the hold on. Powerbeats Pro 2 and heart rate. Let's see. Powerbeats Pro 2 integrated heart rate monitoring capabilities. What? I did not know this. I did not know this. Interesting. Powerbeats Pro 2, they actually have the heart rate monitoring. I like that. I like that a lot. The heart rate monitoring is claimed to be accurate, with Apple testing it for over 1,500 hours. What? Get out of here. How much are Powerbeat Pro 2s? Oh, that looks nice. Let me see. How much are Powerbeat Pro 2s? I might have to pick one of these up. Works with Apple, Android, and more. All right, where do I buy this? Let me see. Powerbeats $249. That's not bad. That's not bad. I have these, but I want this. All right, I'm gonna go look for these. Not that color. Well, that might be the best color. Anyway, all right, I digress. See, I get distracted. All right. Anyways, using LED sensors to provide precise measurements, the collected data will sync with Apple's fitness app. Is that the only place it'll sync to? Where does because if you don't have an Apple phone, I guess you'll be using that. Well, makes sense. All right. The active noise cancellation, which reduces external noises, has been significantly improved. Apple says it removes twice the noise compared to Pro 2. All right. You guys saw the tragic story in North Carolina, right? Probably not a good idea to have more noise cancellation when you get up on the bus. Whatever. I don't want to talk about it, right? A noteworthy upcoming feature is a live translation capability thanks to the Apple's iOS 26 software update. This lets you have conversations in the different languages using your iPhone to translate while the iPhone plays one language and the AirPods handle the other. Question Rod Brown. What iPhone do you have? And wait, let me see something here. So this says because it kind of goes into what I'm going to be looking into later, right? iOS 26 software update. But then, are you guys on iOS 26 already? Most current version of iOS. The current major stable version of iOS is iOS 18, with the latest release being iOS. However, the next major release. Wait a second. Hold up. Does Apple not understand semantic versioning? How do you jump from iOS 18 to iOS 26? Is it for 2026? The next major release is iOS 26. It was announced at WWDC 2025. So here's another question: Will your current version of your phone be able to handle iOS 26? That is interesting. What iPhones will support iOS 26? Let's see. So iPhones supporting iOS 26 include iPhone 11 series and newer. Okay, so 11 and okay, that's not bad. 11 and up is gonna get iOS 26. That's not bad. So you're gonna. All right, I hear that. That's good. That is good. All right. So when does iOS 26 release? Let's see. When is the iOS 26 release? Oh, it's next week. Not bad. All right. That makes sense. Okay, not bad. Let's see what else. A noteworthy upcoming feature. We read that. We read that. Other notable updates include smaller, more comfortable earbuds. Apple now offers foam ear tips in 5 different sizes, and the company claims it's the best fitting AirPods. Look, it is not the other. It's not the device. It's my ears. My ears are severely deformed. All right, so it is what it is. I was hoping through getting cauliflower ear from jiu-jitsu that I could actually wear earbuds, but I can't. So it is what it is. All right, let's see what else we got. It says, although the current model represents a solid improvement, considerable speculation has been circulated before the event about the potential release of a second version of AirPod Pro 3. Interesting. The rumored high-end variant is expected to have a higher price point than the other version, with the significant hardware upgrade being an infrared camera capable of detecting what? The rumored high-end variant is expected to have a higher price point than the other version, with a significant hardware upgrade being an infrared camera capable of detecting hand gestures and delivering an improved spatial audio experience when used with Apple Vision Pro headset. Doesn't the Apple Vision Pro already have sound? Huh. The second version of the Pro model is predicted to launch in 2026. Okay. Interesting. That is interesting. All right. Let me see what the chat has to say about the about the AirPod Pro 3 that Rod Brown is considering getting his hands on. Let's see. It says AirPod Pros have 5 different fittings. One of them gotta fit you. Trust me, I've tried custom fittings. It just doesn't work. My ears are bad. All right. Jabin says I'm on 18.6.2. Okay, that makes sense. So you're on the latest version. But next week, you guys look out. Next week, iOS 26 is going to be hitting the market. All right. Let me see. Do me a favor if you have not done so already. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. Take a drop the dev. Sign up today. Join me every other weekend as we do Vibe Code and Chill, where we meet up, we talk about different tech stuff, answer questions, build prototypes, look at some old school cars like we did for the 1969, 1970 Ford Maverick that we saw over the weekend. We went down a rabbit hole. It was really, really fun. I'm going to be posting that tomorrow in the Patreon, so watch on playback, all of that good stuff. All right. We are going to be moving into next let's look at Tesla first. We're going to look at Tesla and then we'll get into Mistrial. And then after that, we'll spend some time trying to figure out this Apple stuff, right? We are done talking about the new Apple upcoming releases. We're going to be jumping into, let me see, are we jumping into, not that one. Let's get into, which one is this one? Tesla. What? Hold up. Wait a second here. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Junior, what are you doing here? Junior, it is 8:43. You're supposed to be somewhere, Junior. You are supposed to be somewhere, all right? But thank you so much. Truly appreciate you for stopping by. My guy Junior says, "What's up, family?" Just dropping by to say enjoy the show. Thank you so much, Junior. You go and enjoy your Bible study. Jabin says, I might need to get the AirPods to save some thick Latin. Oh my God. That is hilarious. That is a good idea. That is a good idea. Junior, that makes a lot of Jabin, that makes a lot of sense. All right, let's jump into this Tesla story. Tesla seeks ride-hail service permit. What the heck is ride-hail service? I don't know. Let's find out together. So, Tesla is seeking permits to offer ride-hail services at Silicon Valley airports. It says Tesla has asked the San Francisco, San Jose, and Oakland airports about acquiring permits to operate a ride-hailing service at each location, according to Politico. Tesla appears to have contacted each airport right around the time it started up a nascent charter service in California in late July. I'm still not sure what this means yet, right? In the case of San Francisco and Oakland airports, representatives told the outlet that they had been contacted but had yet to meet with Tesla. The San Jose airport spokesperson confirmed no application for a permit had been filed and that Tesla had asked about the permit process. Okay. I don't know what this means so far. Tesla currently lacks the proper permits to run a true ride-hail service, let alone a robo-taxi network in California. Instead, it's operating a more limited charter service. Those are not supposed to involve any autonomous vehicles operations, though videos of the rides have shown that the company's drivers are using its full self-driving supervised software on the rides being offered. Okay, so basically, let me make sure I understand this, right? Because let's say, what is a ride-hail service? What is that? A ride, not ride rail, ride hail. A ride-hail service is a technology-based on-demand transportation system where users book private car rides through a mobile app, which connects them with a driver for specific trips. So it's like Uber? Unlike traditional taxis hailed on the streets, these services use smartphones to request rides. So Tesla wants to do its own Uber? Is that what like their own Uber / Lyft type thing? Huh. Interest. Interesting. So, but that's all right. So, but it's not a robo-taxi though. Let me see. Where are we at? The San Jose airport spoken confirmed. All right, no application. Tesla currently lacks the proper permits to run a true ride-hail service, let alone a robo-taxi network in California. Instead, it's operating a more limited charter service. Those are not supposed to involve any autonomous vehicle operations, but though the videos of the rides have shown that the company's drivers are using its full self-driving supervised software on the rides being offered, Tesla's FSD. So that's a good way to test the FSD, the full self-driving, and is an advanced driver assistance system with some automated driving features that require the driver to pay attention. In order to spin up the larger ride-hail service in California, Tesla will need a permit from the California Public Utilities Commission. And if the fleet is composed of autonomous vehicles, it will also need permits from the Department of Motor Vehicles, the DMV. The California DMV is currently trying to stop Tesla from selling vehicles in the state because it believes the company has made far too aggressive promises about its car's self-driving ability. So they're trying to get a permit, but it's also saying we don't even want your car. What? What if? Does that make any sense? They're trying to prevent people from, like, selling Teslas in California because they said their promises for self-driving is too aggressive, but then you can just go over to Nevada, to Arizona, to whatever state is like Oregon and buy a Tesla from there and then drive it into California. I don't understand these people. Airports are often picky when it comes to allowing new transportation services. A decade ago, they were a battleground for Uber and Lyft, companies that were trying to edge in on the business of traditional taxis and limousine service. I remember that. I definitely remember that. In recent years, airports have become a target for budding autonomous vehicle services. That makes sense. Waymo has been offering rides to and from Phoenix Sky Harbor International for roughly 2 years now, and just last week the company received permission to do the same at the San Jose airport. Rides to and from San Jose airports will start later this year after Waymo completes testing. Airports are popular targets because they represent a huge business opportunity. Waymo says the Phoenix airport is the most popular destination in the city. Tesla began testing the first version of its invite-only robotaxi network in Austin, Texas, with around a dozen cars. It has expanded that network's boundaries to cover much of the greater Austin area, though the company still appears to have just around 20 to 30 cars in operation and has moved the safety monitor to a driver's seat. Texas does not require as much transparency as California does when it comes to testing autonomous vehicles, so it's difficult to say how well it's going for the company. There have been a number of documented problems, though no major crashes or other incidents. And that, my friend, is Tesla trying to get into California airports for their own basically Uber service. So Tesla's trying to get into the Uber game, which, if they do get robo taxis, but they're going to be competing with Waymo. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, right? I still want my my Cybercab. I want my personal Cybercab to be driving me around the city, right? That's what I want. Anyways, let's get back to, I'm not showing up. Let's see. This is 3. All right. Sweet. All right. Rod Brown correctly points out that J Ben, you a wild boy. That is a fact. That is a fact. All right. We have one more story for tonight, and then we will proceed to our next. We're going to proceed to looking into troubleshooting this app deployment thing, right? So, Mistrial. What is Mistrial? Let's go with this one. Mistrial AI. Is Mistrial AI a threat to open AI? Is that a threat? No, it's a promise. Key line in many movies. All right. So let's first watch this little video about Mistrial, and then we will get into, or is it Mistrial? I thought it was Mistrial. I guess it's Mistrial. Let me update that text. I thought it was Mistrial, but it's Mistrial. Let's go Mistrial. Okay, cool. So let's watch this video real quick, and then we're gonna jump into a little bit of details about what exactly is Mistrial, not Mistrial, but Mistrial. And we can go from there, right? So let me get that off the screen, and we're gonna go here. All right, so let's watch this about Mistrial's valuation, and then we're gonna find out what the hell it is actually, right?
The French AI startup Mistrial AI announcing a nearly $2 billion Series C funding round. It's led by chipmaker equipment giant ASML. Mistrial now valued at nearly $14 billion. Joining us right now, the founder and CEO of Mistrial AI, Arthur Mensch. It's great to see you this morning. Congratulations on the new fundraising. I think the big question now is what do you do with the money, and how do you compete with all these other players as everybody seems to be racing against each other?
Well, what do we do with the money? We're going to be investing it in continuing to be a Frontier AI lab. As you've seen, this is a partnership that allows us to go more into verticals, to bring value into a high-end industry, which is the semiconductor industry. And so we're very happy and very excited by what's coming next. We'll be investing this money in training better models in physics, training better models in all of the capabilities that we need, and of course in our growth across the globe, in Europe, in the US, where we're growing very fast as well, and in Asia.
Is there a fight for talent at the same level in Europe as we are hearing about in Silicon Valley, this idea that there are people who are being offered $50, $100 million checks to come work at these labs?
Well, Europe is a great place to hire from. It's one of the places where we have the best schools in computer science and in mathematics. So we do benefit from a very strong employer brand, and it goes very well with the end-to-end AI offering for which we're defining the category, where not only do we bring product, but we also bring a unique expertise in building models and in connecting models to context and data. And so the employer brand that we have in Europe has allowed us to build a very strong forward deployed team that we send along with our product to actually create ROI with enterprises.
But in terms of just being able to compete for this talent, when we read these headlines, I mean, we're constantly reading new headlines about Meta picking off, this team, and OpenAI picking off this team, and Google trying to do this and do that. Is that, I mean, you're competing among that group. How complicated and difficult is that at this point?
Well, it's turning out to be quite okay for us. We are actually able to constantly hire people from big tech. I think the culture that we promote, which is a culture of science, a culture of transparency as well, is something that AI scientists, to be honest with you, are really looking for. And so if we look at the competition that we have with Meta and Google, well, we've been hiring around 40 or 50 people from these companies. So far, I think we're doing well.
When you sort of look out a couple of years from now at this space that you're in, and there are a whole bunch of players, obviously, do you say to yourself, there's only going to be 2 or 3 or 4 of them? Do you think that there's going to be thousands of them? What does the competitive landscape ultimately look like in your mind?
Well, I think we are defining a category where there is basically no other player, in that we are bringing a fully integrated solution from infrastructure. We've announced Mistral Compute a couple of months ago with NVIDIA. So from infrastructure to models to solutions. And it's actually, if you look at enterprises' needs today, if they only take models, in general, they struggle and they end up having zero ROI. And so our focus is to bring ROI to enterprises, to all of the enterprises that we work for, so ASML, CMS, AGM, for instance. And to do that, we not only do we bring models, but we bring all of the stack that allows to build the custom applications, and we bring the expertise that is lacking in those enterprises. So in that respect, I think we're defining a category that is playing out to be extremely important and will play out to be very important in the coming years. And if you look at the few labs that are able to do Frontier AI, well, we're probably the only one in Europe, and there won't be that many of them because it's actually a fairly costly endeavor, and also the reason why we are raising and announcing this fundraise today.
The other big question right now is whether we are in a gold rush or some kind of sugar rush as it relates to sort of the broader economy, which is being propped up to some degree by all of the spending in AI, and yet the cash flow around AI, for the most part, doesn't necessarily add. The math does not get you there, and we just learned yesterday or earlier, I think in the past week, that OpenAI, for example, had hoped to be able to break even sooner than they had originally planned to break even sooner, and then now believes that to keep up effectively, they're going to have to spend $80 billion more than anticipated. And so the question is when, I don't know if you can see me, but when do the lines cross? Meaning, when do you get to a point where these things are profitable enterprises, or even just, not money-losing enterprises?
I think what matters there is the long-term value of our customers. So they need to be creating value out of AI systems. And so for this, they will need help. I think it will take a decade for them to fully transform the way they operate and to fully transform their product. So that's a decade of growth for us. What matters there is, first, you need to create long-term value for your customers so that you can actually get a cut of it. And then you need to have contained spending in what you do on the infrastructure side. And so in that respect, since we've only burned around 400 million since our inception 2.5 years ago, I think we've been spending less than 1% of what our competitors in the US have been doing. And still we've been able to release models that are now on the podium in terms of human preferences. So what matters is to spend not too much and then to make money by creating value with customers. And for us strategically, we think it only comes with an end-to-end integrated solution offering.
All right, so that is the money side of Mistral AI. But what exactly is Mistral AI? Let's find out. All right, so Mistral, the French company that develops the AI chatbot Le Chat, that's how you have to say it, Le Chat, and several foundational large language models, is considered one of France's most promising tech startups and is arguably the only European company that could compete with OpenAI. Go and download Le Chat, which is made by Mistral rather than ChatGPT by OpenAI or something else, French President Emmanuel Macron said in a TV interview ahead of the AI Action Summit in Paris in February of 2025. First time I'm hearing of Mistral. In a significant setup, from its June 2024 valuation of $6 billion, Mistral is now valued at 11.7 billion euros, approximately 13.8 billion, following a Series C funding round led by Dutch semiconductor company ASML, which invested 1.3 billion euros, approximately 1.5 billion, in September, alongside signing a new strategic partnership with the AI company. ASML interest in having its client benefit from its collaboration is an important milestone for Mistral. While the French company describes itself as the world's greenest and leading independent AI lab, it's still not well known as its biggest competitors. I had never heard of Mistral. I think I seen the name floating around. Was not familiar with them whatsoever. But we are going to try out Mistral in a second, right? As what is Mistral AI? Mistral, which offers some open source AI models, has raised significant funding since its creation in 2023, with the ambition to put frontier AI in the hands of everyone. Don't they all say that? While this isn't a direct jab at OpenAI, the slogan is meant to highlight the company's openness versus OpenAI's more recent closed source take at developing AI models. Mistral's chatbot Le Chat is available on iOS and Android, reaching 1 million downloads in 2 weeks following its mobile release and grabbing France's top spot for free downloads on the iOS market. In July of 2025, Mistral AI updated Le Chat with new features that bring it closer to rival full-stack AI chatbots, a new deep research mode, native multilingual reasoning, and advanced image editing. This update also added projects, which lets users group chats, documents, and ideas into focused spaces. As of September 2025, Le Chat can remember previous conversations thanks to a feature called Memories. Thanks for the memories. But we have also seen memories causing issues with kids, right? So we have to take that into account. This is in addition to Mistral's AI suite of models, Mistral Large 2, the primary large language model, replacing Mistral Large. Large 2 will replace Large. Pictural Large, unveiled in 2024 as a new addition to Pictural's family of multimodal models. Magistral, its first family of reasoning model, launched in June 2025. Mistral Medium 3, released in May of 2025 with the promise of providing efficiency without compromising performance, meant for coding and STEM tasks. All right, now we are talking my language. Voxtral, Mistrial's first open source AI audio model, released in July of 2025. Devstral, oh my God, a lot of strolls out here, says an AI model designed for coding and openly available under the Apache 2 Lite. Okay, interesting. Meaning it can be used commercially without restrictions. July 2025 saw the release of Devstral Medium as well as an upgrade to Devstral Small under a. They should have a Devstral Junior as well. I would say. Why not have a Devstral Junior? Under a collaboration between Mistral AI and All Hands AI that emphasized coding capabilities. I gotta try these out. Devstral is one of 4 models powering coding assistant Mistral Code. Codestral, an earlier generative AI model for code whose license banned commercial applications. Oh, that sucks. And then what in the world? Give me a second here. Make sure my internet is good. Hold on. I see YouTube playing games with me. Quit playing games with my heart. All right, hold on. Let me see what's going on with this internet connection. Let's see. Make sure our internet is good. Test the network. Talk about bringing the show to a halt real quick. Got to make sure our internet connection is on the up and up. Looks like we're good. YouTube, don't you do this, YouTube. Don't you do this. Let's see. Testing upload speed. See, look at that. My upload speed is good. My upload speed is good. 226. All right, so don't test me. Don't test me, YouTube. Do not test me. All right, let's get back to it. It says les ministres, that's how you say it in French. Les ministres, a family of models optimized for edge devices such as phones. Mistral Saba focus on Arabic. In March of 2025, the company introduced Mistral OCR, an optical character recognition API that can turn any PDF into a text file to make it easier for AI models to ingest. I'm gonna have to look into that one. It says in June 2025, Mistral AI also released a vibe coding client, Mistral Code. It's a vibe to compete with Windsurf, AnySphere's Cursor, and GitHub Copilot. Okay. I see you. Who are Mistral's founders? Mistral AI's 3 founders share a background in AI research at major US tech companies that have operations in Paris. I see. All right. Its CEO, Arthur Minch, used to work at Google's DeepMind. CTO Timothy. How do you say the accent on? How do you say this, Timothy? Is it just regular Timothy? Because I'm trying to pronounce the accent. Timothy Lacroix, and Chief Scientist Officer Guillaume, which is William, translated to English. Guillaume Lamp, all are former Meta staffers. Mistral's co-founding advisors include Jean-Charles Samuelian Werve, also a board member, and Charles Gorithin from health insurance startup Allen. Former digital minister Cedric O is also an advisor to the company, a fact that has caused persistent controversy due to its previous role. Are Mistral's models open source? Not all of them. Mistral differentiates its premier models whose weights are not available for commercial purposes from its free models, which it provides weights under the Apache 2.0 license. Free models include research models such as Mistral Nemo, like Finding Nemo, built in collaboration with NVIDIA, which the startup open sourced in July of 2024. How does Mistral make money? It's all about the money.
Money. Hey.
While many of Mistrial's AI offerings are free or now have free tiers, Le Chat also has paid tiers. Introduced in February of 2025, Le Chat's Pro subscription costs $14.99 a month. On the business-to-business front, Mistrial's AI monetizes its premier models through APIs with usage-based pricing. Enterprises can also license these models, and the company likely also generates significant shares of its revenue from a strategic partnership, with some of which it's highlighted during the Paris AI Summit. Overall, however, Mistrial's revenue is reportedly in the 8-digit range, according to multiple sources. What partnerships has Mistrial AI closed in 2024? Mistrial AI signed a deal with Microsoft that included a 15 million euro investment. 15 million? That doesn't sound like much, right? From Microsoft? Am I being too picky? I don't know. It doesn't sound like much from Microsoft. I expect more from Microsoft, right? And a strategic partnership for distributing the French company's AI model through Microsoft Azure platform. The UK Competition Market and Authority, the CMA, swiftly concluded that the deal didn't qualify for investigation due to its small size, though the deal sparked some criticism in the EU. Oh, I see what happened there. They had to keep the money under the radar. They said, all right, take this 15, keep it under the radar. Let's not get investigated by the UK because you know it is going to be a total show, right? All right. Let's see. In January 2025, Mistral signed a deal with the press agency, Agency France Presse, AFP, to let Le Chat query the AFP's entire text archive dating back to 1983. Mistral AI also secured strategic partnerships with France's army and job agency, Luxembourg shipping giant CMA, German defense tech startups Helsing, IBM, Orange, and Stellantis. In May 2025, Mistral said it would participate in the creation of an AI campus in the Paris region as part of the joint venture with the UAE investment firm MGX, NVIDIA, and France's state-owned investment bank BPI France. In June 2025, Mistral said it would launch a European platform dedicated to AI and powered by NVIDIA's processors, Mistral Compute, in 2026. The initiative was hailed as historic by Macron, who shared the stage with Mensch and NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang at the Viva Tech conference shortly after the announcement was made. And July 2025, Mistral launched AI for Citizens, an initiative that the company claimed could help states and public institutions strategically harness AI for their people by transforming services. And then up to today, September 2025, Mistral and chip company ASML struck a partnership to explore the use of AI models across ASML's product portfolio, as well as research, development with operations. All right, that's about it. I've read enough. I have read enough about Mistral. That is what it is. If you want to, I'm going to drop the link in the chat in case you want to learn some more about Mistral AI. But I do want to try it out though. So here's how we're going to try it out. Right? We have some work to do on this app release. I'm going to use Mistral to see what we're able to get, right? But I have got to get to oh my goodness. I got to get to the chat. Because I see some familiar faces in the building. So, let me see. Jabin says, Scott's honor. Shout out to my guy, Jabin. And guess who we got in the building? Had to be when I needed some correction in my life. We got the one, the only Miss Freckles in the building. Miss Freckles says Timothy. So because in English I'll say Timothy, but does the accent in French make it Timothy? Okay, we'll go with Timothy. And Miss Freckles says, hey, everyone. Hey, Miss Freckles. And my guy, Rod Brown, says, struggling with those names. No, I said them perfectly, Rod Brown. As a person of French background, although I do not like the language, I said those names perfectly. Thank you very much, Rod Brown. Thank you very much. All right. Let me see. All right. So we're going to be jumping into the next portion of the show. We're going to do a little bit of work. So we had the app is inside of, let's see if I can get to it. The app is inside of the App Store. It's testable. However, I noticed something strange because not everyone has iOS 18, and it kind of forced me into doing iOS 18, right? So what I want to do is I want to see if, let me switch this up over. Let me see. See, Miss Freckles trying to get me to embarrass myself. I can keep up. I understand it better than I can speak it. All right, Miss Freckles, I can keep up. So I'm not gonna get. We're not gonna go there. We are not going to go there. I always tell my wife and my family that I'm not too fond of the French language because it always seems like when they're speaking French, they always have to like put their nose up for something. I don't know. They have like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe that's just me. Maybe those are my poor observations. All right. But let's go ahead and get into this part of the show. Let me get this banner up. So last week we worked on getting our app into the Apple App Store, but I noticed something a little tricky. Right? So what did I notice? Where is this thing? Let me see. Oh, there we go. So it looks like I am required to, it's like I was required to make it iOS 18, but it's like, does the app work on 17? I'm not sure. So I want to do a little bit of investigation. If I go to, let's go to apps, and I'm going to switch the screen in just a second. So if I go to test flight, right, I have the new version of the app. I have some feedback actually. I think I had the feedback from Junior, which I have to check out. Let me see. Before I share that, let me make sure. Okay, cool. So let me check this real quick. Oh, okay. I take it back. No, I don't. No, I don't take it back. I'm just looking at who has the app installed, and nobody with iPhone lower than 17 has it installed. Everyone with iPhone 18 in my group of testers have it installed. So, and I would think that I should be all right. So here's what we're gonna do, right? We are gonna go over to. We're gonna try Mistrial for a second. We're gonna talk to Le Chat. All right. So, let's see what happens, right? I created an app for iOS. However, it seems that the lowest version or the lowest OS the app supports is iOS 18. Using Flutter. Am I able to get the app to support lower versions? Because that was version, right? So let's do that. Let's accept the version. So it says change your desired minimum iOS to for example, to that. Flutter officially supports 12. So is that the issue? Is it because I put 18 in my pod file? Let's see. So they're saying that check your Flutter and Dart version. Make sure you're using the stable version of Flutter and Dart. We have that. Update your pod file. We have that. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. So from platform 18 to 12. So if we do that, then maybe I can get the app on my phone. Update the info.pl list to minimum OS version. Set your desired. Update Xcode project. General deployment target your minimum iOS version. Check your iOS 18 specific code. There's no specific code for that. All right, so we're gonna try it out. We are going to try that out. Let's see what we got. Pod file. Uncomment this line to define global platform for your project. So if I go back and comment this off, oops. So let me see if I put a comment. Oh, come on. So what if we do show, there's no history for this? Show history. So this was commented out to 12. So let's say let's revert this back to 12. And this one, I don't know what this file is. I don't think I did anything with that one. So if we take it, all right, if we comment this out, right? And then we go to here. Let's go and open the iOS simulator. All right, so this is iOS 17.5, right? So if we let's see. Okay. So we're running on an iPhone 15. Let's see if we can run this over here. Make sure this works. We run it. Could not build the application for iPhone for the simulator. Error launching iPhone 15 Max Pro. Okay. Unable to find a destination matching the provided destination. Available destination for runner scheme. What does that mean? iOS 16 or 18.6. Could not build the application for the simulator. What is going on over here? Why would it not be supported? Let's see. So let's try this then. Flutter clean. Let's see what happens here. Okay, then we do flutter pub get. Okay. And then we do cd iOS pod install. repo update. And this is all coming from what I'm seeing on Mistrial. All right, so now that does something. And now, let's say we try to run this again. Let's see what we get. Do we get the same error? Yep, we got the same error. Error launching application on iPhone 15 Max. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it just like I do in Gemini, right? I'm going to copy all this error message right here. And we're going to go over to Mistral. And I'm going to say, when I try to run it in the emulator, I am getting this error. It's probably going to ask me to sign up, possibly. Means you're trying to run your app with a simulator with a specific ID, but that simulator is not available to your machine. All of your available simulators are running iOS 18.6, but your app is likely to get a lower deployment target, and Xcode is unable to find a matching. Really? But I see it right there. All right, so let's go back to so let's go to Xcode. And I have to upgrade my entire operating system to get this thing to work. So let's see what we got. Let's go to simulators. I already have that though. I guess I'll do this later because there's gonna be a lot of stuff to install. Ooh, okay. It's saying that it doesn't. All right, so let's go. If we go to simulator, right, and we go to open device, iOS 16, iOS 17. If I go to this one, will that open? So that does open. It opens, so it should work. See, it's right there. It opens. But for some reason, it's saying it can't find it. If I go to this, I think it's an Xcode. It's probably an Xcode issue. Probably an Xcode issue. Could not put. All right, I'm gonna switch to Gemini. I thank you, Mistral, but I don't know you well enough to trust you, so we haven't built that relationship yet. Let me go to Gemini. Let me see. Do I have? All right, cool. So I'm gonna say, let's go over here. I'm trying to run the app on a simulator for iOS, but I'm getting this error. Let's see what's going on here. Confirming simulator mismatch. All right, the error means your code editor is trying to launch an app on a specific simulator that no longer exists or has been changed. It's holding on to an old reference like a broken shortcut. Select a new simulator in your editor. In Android Studio, look at the device dropdown. That's what I did. Huh. So let's see if we were to do, that's what I did. It's right there. I see it right here. So if we did, so now I'm using Mistrial for this part. Flutter, emulators. How could I see? Can I see the list? See help. Device ID. I don't really see. All right, so let's do launch. And we would go with iPhone 15 Pro Max. Let's try that. Oh, another option though. Another option is we could probably use it on Google. Let's see if we can do it on what do you call that place? The Firebase. Let's see if we can do Firebase. All right, let's do confirm. Okay, select remote devices. Do we have an Apple device in here? Oh, I don't think we do. I think they only have, nope, no Apple device. Oh, crap. No Apple devices over here. Shoot. Huh. I don't know I'm going to be able to try this out. What a pity. What a pity. Let's see. So if we're, that's not what I would do. I have the, come on. All right, I don't know how to get out of this thing. Let's do home. Or not. Oh my goodness. All right. Not sure. All right, how do we get then? New? Oh, you know what? Select valid simulators that are currently available. Select a new simulator in your editor. You need to tell your editor which device you use from. Look at the device drop down in the main toolbar. Click select the new editor from the list. That's what I'm doing. What is this? Restart Flutter daemon. Let's do that. I'll try this one last time. If that doesn't work, then we'll call it quits. Dang it. Maybe I need to, maybe I don't have any other, it's possible I don't have any other, like these operating systems aren't downloaded. So maybe I need to do that. And then once I do that, then maybe I'll be able to, but it has to be downloaded in order to open up. You see, I have all of these, so it has to be downloaded. That is so weird. See, I have these OSs. Let me try to create a new one, right? Test 14 Pro to create a new one. And if I do, so let's close these down. And we do let's close that down. Open test 14 Pro. So we got that open. So that one's never been used before. Test 14 Pro right here. Let's let it start up. And if this doesn't work, then calling it a quits. Calling it a quits. This is a brand new emulator, right? That one should work. I don't see why. Available destinations for runner schemes. So let me see. Let me see something. Oh, they've been showing my screen. Where is this configured? Analyzing Xcode discovery. The runner scheme as a plan for building your app. The available destinations are places where Xcode currently knows it can run that plan. These are virtual. Let me see. Open Xcode, go to menu. All right, so if we go to Xcode, and we go to window, not that window, we go to window device and simulators. I don't even see that. These are virtual iPhones. Open Xcode, go to menu bar and click window. I don't even see that. What if we go here? I have an idea. Let me try this though. So what if I put this, put that, and I go to run that regardless. That shouldn't work at all, I would suppose. Okay. Available destination for the runner scheme is, oh, wait a second. Let's undo that. I think I have an idea what happened. Runner, oops, let's see, runner. There was something that I saw at Mistrial that said in the info P list, runner info P list. Okay, so runner info P list. And then we're looking for minimum imam. Oh, it's not there though. Info plist. iOS runner info plist. So maybe we can add that in there. Let's see. What if we say if I just throw it right here? I guess. Yeah, that looks right. Let's put some. My guy Jay Ben says, I'm heading out. Got to get ready for the pod. Love you, brother. No Diddy. Blessings to tech and the chat. Shout out to you, Jay Ben. Appreciate you being here. I'm gonna try to swing by your way as well to see what you guys got going on. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
All right. Let's see what happens now. After that, if this doesn't work, we'll circle back on it. I think I have to download some stuff to if that doesn't work. So, nope. All right. I will investigate that. iPad Pro. Yeah, I think I need to like download some stuff to figure this thing out. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm gonna wrap it up. I am going to wrap it up as we continue to figure this thing out. I truly appreciate you guys for hanging out with me this amazing Tuesday evening. A lot of good stuff coming up. Remember, tomorrow at noon Eastern time, we're going to be premiering why I switched over from Midjourney image generation to Runware for my image generation. I'm going to show a quick little demo about it too, how I use it. And then in the coming weeks, I will be showing how I integrate the Runware APIs into my different products and stuff like that. All right. But that is it for tonight. Do me a favor, if you have not done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. Tech Trip the Dev. Sign up today. Join me on every other Saturday for our Vibe Code and Chill sessions. Join me on Sunday nights for our Scrum nights, where we are working our way through building different applications, getting the different projects, getting to meet some of the tech barbarians, all of that good stuff. That is about it. Shout out to our sponsor, ResumeFlow.app. Upload your resume, get your resume analyzed, see how well you match up to the job that you're interested in, all of that good stuff, right? But that's it. That is it. Miss Freckles said, no quitting allowed. We do not quit. Only breaks are acceptable. I am not quitting. I'm going to download the necessary things I need. You know me, Miss Freckles, you know me. I never, ever quit. We just push it out. We delay it just a little bit, so we can figure things out. All right, but that's it for tonight. Shout out to Jay Ben. Shout out to Miss Freckles. Shout out to Magnetar. Shout out to Junior. Shout out to Rod Brown. Everybody that was in the building. Truly appreciate every last one of you. You guys have an amazing night. See you guys tomorrow at noon Eastern time for software explorations, concept, and overviews. Until then, oh yeah, don't forget. I haven't seen Rod Brown's schedules. Wait. Hold up. Hey. I didn't see Rod Brown schedule his live stream yet. Give me a second here. Let me make sure I'm not tripping here. Let me make sure I'm not tripping. YouTube. And I'm gonna go to let's see. I don't see anything yet. Hold on. Let me go specifically to his page. All right. Let's go to @RodBrown. See if I see anything. I still don't see anything yet. Shout out to being at 1.93 subscribers. But I do not. Let me see live. Let me see. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I was gonna ask Miss Freckles when she's gonna stop by Rod Brown's live stream, but there is no live stream scheduled for her to stop by to. So. What a disappointing way to end the show. Well, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have an amazing night. Techotrough, we are out.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yeah. I'm the hit you can't ignore, the tap tap at your door. I'm the whisper in your ear, the shout you didn't hear. I'm the spark, I'm the sting, the buzz in my wings, flying circles around your doubt till you break out. Push and push, don't stop the fight. I'm the shadow in your light. Every step you think you'll fall, I'm the voice that makes you crawl. Push and push, climb that hill. I'm the mosquito, unkillable thrill. I'm the pebble in your shoe, the echo chasing you. I'm the twist, I'm the turn, I'm the lesson you won't burn. I'm the nag, I'm the nudge, the grit that won't budge. Building castles from the sand, steady hand.
I'll annoy you to the edge, but I'll never let you fall. I'll be screaming from the ledge, you can have it all.
Push and push, don't stop the fight. I'm the shadow in your light. Every step you think you'll fall, I'm the voice that makes you crawl.
Push and push, climb that hill. I'm the mosquito, unkillable thrill.
I'm the hit you can't ignore, the tap tap at your door. I'm the whisper in your ear, the shout you didn't hear. I'm the spark, I'm the sting, the buzz in my wings, flying circles round your doubt till you break out. Push and push, don't stop the fight. I'm the shadow in your light. Every step you think you'll fall, I'm the voice that makes you crawl. Push and push,
Climb that hill. I'm the mosquito, unkillable thrill.
I'm the pebble in your shoe, the echo chasing you. I'm the twist, I'm the turn, I'm the lesson you won't burn. I'm the nag, I'm the nudge, the grit that won't budge. Building castles from the sand, steady hand. I'll annoy you to the edge, but I'll never let you fall. I'll be screaming from the ledge, you can have it all. Push and push, don't stop the fight. I'm the shadow in your light. Every step you think you'll fall, I'm the voice that makes you crawl.
Push and push, climb that hill. I'm the mosquito, unkillable thrill.
I'll be the thorn that makes you bleed, but you'll thank me when you're freed. Call me stubborn, call me mean, I'm the fuel in your machine.